Mark Carney, what? Oh, yeah, about Mark Carney. Okay, this is a lesson in democracy. People, I don't think you realize that, there are many people that become MPs with zero experience, but they are assigned people, and they can definitely hire to uh, orient them, okay, for something that's new. But when it comes to Mark Carney, come on, like the guy's already networked at the international level. And, he's been in a lot of the important buildings and met a lot of the important people, and he knows a lot about not just economic policy, but how they relate to government. So, but again, what I wrote in an email that I hope would reach him is that, you know, uh, economics is really not something that'll be hard for him. What will be hard for him is the social science type programming that he doesn't really have. And a lot of people, I've been uh, considered for jobs that I would not have done because people think they want to hire a social scientist or somebody to teach the social sciences, but they include economics. And again, I say, well, economics is a form of mental illness. You should include it in your mental health degree or mental illness or psychiatry degree. And again, I don't want to get into an argument with that, but that's the way, because of you, the magical paradigm cult believers, that it dominates, right? But it's really not how the natural world works, and it's really not how our brains are programmed from birth, right? I mean, we deprogram the good things from them, and we kind of put a lot of nonsense in it to replace it. But it's the kind of nonsense that he specializes in that is required at this time, and I just hope that he'll surround himself with people that consider sociology more, psychology more, and anthropology more, and things like that. Because in the long term, that's what you want to do. You don't want to just stabilize or make an economy stronger, because economics is one of the reasons we are in problems that we are in. And if you don't point the finger at it as a villain, as a mental illness, it'll get worse. But when people say, "Oh, he's never been in this role and he was just really thrown into it," no offense, but I'd rather have him thrown into it with his resume than people that have been there 10 years. Like if you put, Pierre Poilievre in that role, where his people skills are horrible, uh, it doesn't matter how long he's been in politics. And try to understand people more with psychology, like Trump's family, where he comes from. Like Carney should read the book of the sister of Donald Trump, even though he might have more access to information, or meet him, or have met him, is read the psychology behind it. For example, Poilievre has been really failed by two sets of parents. That has a huge impact. So it's important to know you don't want to put somebody who doesn't acknowledge this or has done their personal development to get into that role. So here's a way that Poilievre is worse than Trump that you have to realize. Trump, and more people are admitting it now, and it's almost like it's a given, we have to accept that the rhetoric of Trump in front of the cameras is different than him and his team, behind closed doors negotiating and talking to other politicians. It's very different. And it gives people a sense, oh, he's finally going to be sane with us. That's not it. He's just got two different, dude, look at his TV shows that he did, and look at him being associated with the World Wrestling Federation back then. Come on, you got to not be surprised with this. But Poilievre, when it comes to Poilievre, there's no better version of Poilievre behind closed doors. What you see when he's actually confronted by something that he didn't plan in advance, or with a big group of his supporters behind him, is what you'll also get behind closed doors. That's why it's important to know that, please, people, in existential times, you might have to take a risk with people you don't know as much. But the thing is you don't really know Poilievre. And sadly, he doesn't really know himself either.